Let's dive in. This is Andrew David, the High Performance Call, and you're wondering how you can create content that actually grabs people's attention. And if you haven't figured it out yet, then let's go ahead and pay attention today so that you can do things a little bit better. So on that note, these High Performance Calls, guys, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time, live here. Watch them on the replays. The replay will be up on the YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, then hit the like, subscribe, comment below, all that fun stuff. So on to bigger and better things. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk a little bit about content and content marketing, what you can do to understand the customer journey a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to review a little bit some of the topics that we shared before. So if you weren't here, we can review that, give you an understanding, and then we're going to get into certain elements of quality copy. Okay, so on that note, we're going to kind of dive in. What we want to do, what you guys have to understand, you are at this point a carnival barker, right? This is you. You are creating right now. We're trying to take people through this journey. They're all in that outside section right now, unaware of who you are. We're going awareness, interest, evaluation, and into desire, into action, into your call of action. This is the process that we're taking people through. Here's another visualization. People are going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. So we're trying to take people through that process. So on here, and what I'll do is if you guys are wanting it, you'll get the slides after today, and then we'll get more into headlines at the beginning of the week. But how do they get to know you? How do they get to like you? What can you do to increase that trust, and what can you do to get them to buy? That's what we're trying to do, right? Instead of being the marketer that just jumps in and says, hey, you know, welcome to me. Hey, you got to buy my stuff. Buy my stuff. Hey, take a look. You need to get this right now. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Buy from me. And then they wonder why nobody buys. But you also don't want to be the guy that's in the friend zone that only adds value or only gives content without asking for anything, right? So this is the role of marketing and copywriting, guys. We are trying to move people through the process of this value journey. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. We want to help them come to an emotional and a logical decision that what you have is of higher value than what they have to give up to attain it. In other words, that what they have is of value to them. That's the whole purpose of marketing, is to help someone come to that decision. Now, here is the value journey worksheet. This is what we're trying to take people through. Let me get this bigger again. Create a full screen here. So we're taking people through this value journey, and it starts with helping them become aware. Then we engage with them. Now they become aware initially through a headline, content. Maybe we're commenting inside a group. We're doing something. We get an ad in front of them, and then we get them to engage in some way because we capture their attention and we're walking them through this. All right. So we want them to know who we are. There's a lot of different ways to do that. We create the awareness. Okay, there's some examples. You'll be able to check these on the slides. If you missed this, watch the video from yesterday. It is already up on the YouTube channel, so you can go see that. But they're going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. This is your process. You want to engage them. All right, so write like you talk, informal conversational tone, spoken English. Forget about trying to be 100% grammatically correct, right? This is an obstacle a lot of people have. You write it out and you go, oh, that doesn't sound super intelligent. Oh, there's this. Oh, there's that, right? It's writing like you talk, and Paul made the point yesterday, which holds true. We're writing to 8th graders, 11 to 13 years old, maybe a little bit more depending on certain industries, but it's conversational. It's about grabbing people's attention. I don't have to tell them everything all at once. We're trying to create some curiosity, right? Now I'm going to get into writing with passion in a second, but I want to, man, I wish I had the, all right, I'll show you guys next week, but my part of this, so when we're looking at grabbing attention and trying to portray something immediately that grabs the attention and isn't trying to give them everything, okay? An easy example of this, how many of you guys, drop me into the chat, let me know. How many of you guys have ever been involved in network marketing in one way or another? MLM network marketing, okay? I've done Amway, I've done Quit It Works, done a number of others. How many of you guys have ever done that?
Me.
Okay.
3.
Multiple. Yes. Okay. Nu Skin. Here's what happens with most brand new network marketers. First thing that they do, and you may or may not have heard this, you get super excited about the product and you run out to talk with friends and family or people that you've never met. And I call it vomiting all over people. You just vomit that excitement everywhere. Right? Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. You have to see it. The products are just so fantastic. And my friend, her cousin, her son, well, he had this rare skin disease and they just put this little bit of thing on it and all of a sudden he got better and he grew 2 feet and now he's able to walk and run and he's getting ready to compete in the Olympics and he's a hand model. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe how amazing this stuff is and what it can do. And then my other friend, well, she lost, this much weight and her hair started growing out at this incredible rate and it's just so beautiful and the products are so amazing and you should totally join with me because you work from home too. And if you can work from home and earn money with a product that you know you're going to love, then wouldn't it just make sense? Because you really don't even have to sell the products. The products just sell themselves because they're so amazing. You're going to use them and then your friends will see it and they're just going to buy from it. And oh my gosh, in the compensation plan, you just would not believe I could get paid 5 times a month, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time and then 6 p.m. in the morning. So when you wake up, you can just get that email and you can message your friends and they're just going to love it and they're going to want to know everything about it. Do you want to sign up? And they go, I'm sorry, what? That's what happens. And a lot of you guys get started with this. And that's what your content looks like at the beginning. And you're just vomiting everywhere. You've got a certain amount of time to grab someone's attention. And in order to do that and do it well, right, it's the headline, it's the image, it's the first little bit of the video. As I was prepping for this, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples, but we're going to do more examples. Are people who talk that quickly trusted? No, hardly they're not. But what happens is that's exactly what brand new network marketers do that all the time. And then they go, I don't understand. I talked with all my friends and nobody wanted anything. I thought it was going to be easier than this. Oh, I started online and I started posting all the time on my wall and nobody messaged me because you're vomiting and you can vomit on social media the exact same way, guys. You absolutely can, right? We've only got a short amount of time to grab someone's attention. And when we're looking at an ad or content or headline, as I was prepping for this, I was watching a number of different ads. I was looking for different things. And I get targeted by a lot of entrepreneurs. I get targeted by a lot of digital marketers, right? So their targeting is on, but a lot of the ads, I spend more time watching some ads than I would normally simply to see how they do it, right? Simply see what they say, what they're offering. I'm always looking at what the competition is doing. I want to know who I'm competing against and how good they are. Now, I like some of the forms of it, but, of the handful that I looked at just this morning before the call, headlines sucked. The video wasn't great. Now, their best content was 10, 15 seconds in. When you're creating a social media post, your hook, your headline, something like this, I'm going to talk about what that is. It's got to be in your first 3 to 5 seconds, maximum 5 seconds. It's got to be right there. And if I'm not doing a video, and I should do video because video is responsible for a much higher conversion rate than anything else, even if you're not going to be the one on video, there are ways to do video, right? So even if, however I'm doing that, if I'm not doing a video, that headline has to grab attention. It's got to be something. And if you don't do it, then you're losing out. Like if I hold my best stuff for later and I don't have a hook that tells them you need to pay attention to what's coming, I'm lost. I've lost the game already, right? They're not even going to play. And you go, man, but man, that call to action was fantastic. Yeah, but nobody heard it, so it doesn't matter, right? That's the important thing about copywriting, guys. You got to be able to do that and quit puking all over everybody in your content. Okay. All right. So here we go. And there was a totally other reason that I was going with that and that I skipped right over. Anyway, write with passion.
All right, gotta go. Bye.
Say again?
Said I'm off break. I gotta go back. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. We can mute whoever that is. I'm not sure who that is. All right. Write with passion. This is one reason, guys, we talk about finding a niche that you enjoy. Now, I want to talk about that a little bit. V, can you do a hunt for me to see if you guys are unmuted, if you got something going on, and they're probably not even paying attention. There we go. So here's the thing about writing with passion. There's different ways to do it. If you do it the right way, then your words are going to carry more meaning. There's more to it. That's the empathy map that we shared the other day. It's a great place to kind of look at this. How can I get these feelings across? Your ideas are going to be more clear and compelling. Your voice will be stronger. Your energy will carry over to the prospect, and they will want to act based on your passion, right? And your passion can come forth in writing and not just in video. That's one reason why we say you should find something that you like. It doesn't have to be my lifelong passion and the only thing I wake up thinking about, but if I've got some feeling on the subject, it's much easier to come up with content that's engaging, right? I get asked all the time, what's the best niche to market to? I don't know, the niche that Patricia picks is going to be the best one for her, and the one that Aga picks is going to be the best one for her, and the one that, Forrest picks is going to be the best one for him because there's some feeling behind it. And I'm using those three because I know exactly which one they're going after, and it is something that they're passionate about. And then I don't want to call out anybody that's on here, but there are a few of you that have selected something because you went, oh, the numbers look good. Well, if it's just about the numbers don't mean shit when you get to a certain point, guys. That's just the reality, right? If you don't have anything to say about it other than, hey, look at me, because I think I have something for you, then I'm not going to connect with anybody on an emotional level that's going to cause them to act. Now, here's how you write with passion. Right here. It's super simple. Number one is know the prospect and then know the product. You've got to be able to research, guys. So one of the things I talk about on the strategy session, I say, hey, you don't need necessarily these skills for graphics and everything else, but you got to be able to sit on a computer and look things up and get proper information. If you can't look up the right information, if you can't get the right answers about your prospect, your target audience, your ideal customer profile, your customer avatar, whatever you want to call them, if you can't figure that out, it's going to be a struggle. And it's important because if I can figure out what they've got and then what product I have that helps them, and in this case, you have a product that will allow a business owner to run their social media like a website. It will allow them to use social media to get more leads. Every business owner on the planet right now wants to have more customers. Unless they're one of those guys that, only wants to work with referrals because it's them and they're the only ones, or it's them and one or two other small teams and they just don't want other people because they don't want to get overwhelmed. Okay, different discussion, not your audience anyway. Everybody else wants to make more money because it means they can pay their employees. Some of these business owners have been paying their employees and keeping them on. They haven't been able to pay themselves. So if they can get some more customers and they can do it through social media, then hell yes, they're going to be interested. So get excited about the product. You guys have an opportunity. It's not just, oh, how can I make money? If I can help more of these people make some money and figure out how to use social media to do that, holy crap, what kind of change can I create in that niche? What if I become the solution to not just this problem, but then I find some other things that helps them in their business? What if I can do that? What if people start saying, hey, you need to check out what, Patricia's got, what Carolyn's got concerning XYZ because, man, she helped me with this. She's probably going to be able to help me with that. Get excited about the problem, about the product that you've got and what solution you're able to offer. Because then you can feel the problem that the prospect has and then feel the solution that's going to come with it. Are we good? We're on the same page? Everybody following along? Okay. Feel their problem and then feel the solution. So if I'm talking with someone and I'm going, you've just got through 2020. It's 2021 and maybe they're opening up. Maybe they're not. Maybe your customers don't even know that you're still open, but you're posting on your Facebook. You posted something, you wrote in something that said, hey, we're open, still open to the public, looking to serve you and your family, would love to help you out. Oh, we're cleaned and tested and vaccinated and sanitized. You don't have to worry about us, but no one's really engaging with it. Understand the problem that these people are facing. They're trying to pay their bills. They're trying to pay their employees. They've got, their own business expenses that are just built in. Most of the businesses that you guys are going to go after fit into that S quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki's, the cash flow quadrant. So they're running a family business, or it's them and a couple of partners and maybe some employees, or it's just them, and they're trying to figure out how to get more customers. And social media confuses the hell out of them. Here, guys, here's something you can use. I want to help you. I know the problem that you've got. Man, it's like, you've got to understand, they got a broken foot. That's the problem. You got a way to fix it, right? And if they don't fix it, what's going to happen? You got to feel the problem, feel the solution, and then talk in their language. Simple conversation. But occasionally, if I'm talking with a doctor, then I'm going to talk about patience, right? I'm going to talk about, bringing people in to do whatever, if I'm talking about, an appraisal company, I'm going to talk about, wouldn't you like more realtors or wouldn't you like more new homeowners that are looking for an appraisal, or home inspectors, right? If I'm talking to them, I'm talking to them. I'm speaking their language in a simple way, right? And that's why picking something that you're okay with or that you know a little about can be helpful. And it's not just, and I know some people want to buck that trend. Some people say, well, that's not what I want to do. I want to go with this. Okay, fine, great. But if you pick something that you know a little bit about at the beginning, you're lowering the obstacles that you have. Because let's be real, every single new thing that we're trying to do, there are obstacles involved. And we've got to learn and we've got to grow. So if I have to learn less about one thing, then I can spend more time on another. Right? Copywriting is something that, we all suck at the beginning. One of the first things I tried to do after a mastermind, and I met Brendan Burchard and all of these other guys, and I got home, and I remember sitting there, and Dean Graziosi was there, and Tim Ferriss, and Seth Godin, and the guys that launched P90X, Beachbody, were there, and a guy named Bedros Killian. If you're in the fitness niche, if you guys are doing fitness at all, and you want to learn something about marketing and copy for personal trainers, go follow Bedros Killian, because that's exactly who he markets to. Check him out. I'm in this meeting and I'm listening to these guys. This is when I had my restoration business, and I won an opportunity to be at this mastermind that was a $25,000 weekend. And I'm listening going, man, I can do this. I can build this out. I could create a funnel, email marketing. I can handle that. And so I decided I was going to work with restoration and contractors because that's what I knew. And I got home and I sat down and for 2-3 hours, I tried to write the first email that was going to be in the sequence. And after 2.5 hours or so, I had, I think, 2 sentences. And I remember sitting there, and my wife at the time's laying over on the couch, and she goes, why don't you just come hang out with me? And the frustration had hit, scale of 1 to 10. I think I was at like a 32. And so I balled up the paper and I threw it away, and I went and sat on the couch and folded my arms and just was pissed. I'm like, man, I'm never doing this again. We all go through those moments, guys. And I set it aside for a couple of years. I set it aside until, I was at a point where I had to learn it. So one of the reasons that I follow people's ads, one of the reasons, like, I've got a couple of emails where I get I'm subscribed to so many email marketers, but top-notch marketers, the good guys. And I follow them just so I can read their emails. That's the only thing I want, is their emails. I want to see what they write so that I can write similar. I can learn how to do that. Now, I'm not those guys yet, but I'm better than I was. And I know there's improvement coming because I'm willing to do it. I talk to you guys about masterminds and everything else. I've talked about, every year I try and spend more on mentorship and training than I did on the year before. Well, this week I signed up for 2 different programs. It's going to be a monthly, and I know I'm going to have a conversation with them because I know they have a higher level inner circle that I want to be a part of, and I've already got money set aside. So as long as we're within, certain amounts, I'm stepping in because I've been following the guys for a while. I like what they do, and I want to raise my network, right? I want to increase the people that I've got, the net worth and the level of accomplishment of the people around me. And I haven't been able to get to any live events in, I don't know, I was talking with Sierra about it. It's been a while. It's been almost 2 years since I've been able to host a live event, a large one. I've hosted a couple of small masterminds, but it's been a while. I got to get back in the game. Writing good copy is part of that, right? You guys got to be willing to go through those stretches. So how do you start on video without puking on people? You write out a small, simple script that starts with a headline, and you be patient with yourself, right? So, and understand the first few videos that you do aren't going to be great. Maybe before you do a video ad, you do videos on your Facebook story or your Instagram story, because that disappears in 24 hours. So if it's not great, it's not a big deal. I can delete it right away and it's free. It doesn't cost me anything, right? Great way to practice being on video. So, okay. Here's something about writing with passion, or passionate, either writing passion or in your videos. Passion doesn't just mean caps lock and exclamation points. Although you can put them in there, if you overuse it, the power of it goes away. So you want to limit it. Now, in your face marketing, in your face copy, essentially calling someone out or saying something incredibly bold and being just like, boom, here you go. It has its place, but you can limit, right? The tone should be appropriate to the prospect. So all of you guys have seen an ad or a headline with exclamation and bold. And if you go look, you'll probably be able to find some, right? If you're doing a written headline, here's something. Emojis right now, because it adds some color, emojis will help, right? They just do. They grab people's attention. People look at them a little bit more. How many of you guys have heard of Tom's Shoes? Go look them up. They have a passion behind what they do, the product and their purpose. Tom's Shoes, they're one of the companies where every pair of shoes that you buy, they create a small pair of shoes, or they make a pair of shoes for someone in like Mexico or, a third world country, right? So there's something behind everything that they do. They have a purpose. Have a purpose with what you do. Some of you guys have selected a niche that you're incredibly passionate about. It doesn't have to be in your funnel, but be passionate on your page. That's part of the story, right? I chose this, I'm working with this group because of this. Some of you guys, whether it's the boomer group, the single moms, the trainers, attorneys, dentists, doctors, whatever, tell part of that story of why and give a reason to it. And if you really want to, go find a charity in that niche and give them 5% of revenue, right? Or profits or whatever. $1 for every, hey guys, every product you buy, I'll donate $1 to the Autism Awareness Fund, right? Or whatever organization that you decide to associate with. Do you think if I'm working with moms, and I bring this up because I was talking with someone today, so if this is your niche, then use this as an idea. But look, if that's the route I'm going, mom entrepreneurs, because yes, that's a niche. It's not a specific business, but it's absolutely a niche, and you should all be able to see that. Or if someone, guys, give me a couple of niches, drop them into the chat, and I'll give you some ideas that you can do. So if I'm working with moms, and I say that I'm doing this because let's assume that I'm a mom, right? I mean, I could do this as a dad too, but I understand the trials and the tribulations and everything that moms have to go through to raise their kids and become business women, right? And what they do. So what I'm going to do is donate to autism, St. Jude's, something else, because even though I can't be in every home and provide therapy that those children need, if I can donate something here that will help them, then that's why I'm doing this long term. Every ebook that you buy from me to help your business is really going to go to help. Boom, boom, boom. Do you think some of those moms would respond a little bit more and be like, yeah, I'll spend the $7. If $1 of it or $2, whatever is going to go towards them, then yes. Michelle's divorcees, same type of thing, right? You're donating to, maybe if we're doing divorcees, we're donating to a women's fund for battered women, right? Some kind of group like that. If we're doing fitness, then I would donate to something like the Special Olympics or, fibromyalgia or something that limits people's physical abilities to do something, right? Dog groomers, you've got things like PETA or the SPCA or some other elements with, animals, right? There's charities there too. Real estate, I would look at funds for homeless or funds for, because you got to think who is my audience, what can I be passionate about, but what is my audience going to really be passionate about, right? What do they like? Mobile DJ. So DJs, there's got to be, some of you guys have some real cool niches, and for us, mobile DJs, I would look for, there's probably some kind of like DJ fund. Some of you guys may have heard of Dave Portnoy and Barstool. So some of you guys have done restaurants. Maybe a little bit here goes to the restaurant funds. There's probably some little, maybe even a smaller charity that you can bring light to, right? Maybe it's an environmental thing. If we're doing solar power, I find an environmental charity or something that's going to save, sea turtles, dolphins, right? I don't know, but people love that, right? Wouldn't it be great if I'm the marketing guy that actually gives a crap about, sea turtles? And they go, that's weird. They're going to check that out just for that, right? Feed that into just about everything you do. Travel advisor and agent. Honestly, travel is rough right now because of everything that's going on. And because,
Andrew?
Yes.
Where would you put this? For example, let's say if you want to, do any kind of donation, to your niche, where would you put it? Would you right on the top of your, in your funnel somewhere, or would you do it in the?
I mean, you could put it in a funnel. Maybe in an email, but you can put it on your page. You talk about it every once in a while on a post, right? An update about, look at what this charity has done today. Find one of them that's on Facebook as well, because then I can be on their page constantly commenting and taking part in it. And then every once in a while share something that they shared, right? Show that there's a relationship. Reach out to them and say, hey, I do marketing and I help businesses with their social media marketing, but I'm really passionate about what you do. And I'd like to be involved in some small way. And at least to begin with, it's not going to be a ton, but for everything that I'm able to sell, I'm going to donate a little bit. I just want to let you know that. So I'm probably going to be sharing some of your stuff. Is that okay? And they're going to say yes. And then you say, if there's any other way I can get involved that, for right now, I just want you to know I'm doing this and this, but what can we do with this? They'll give you something. They may even feature you on their page, right? If it's a smaller charity. Because what I would do is I would look for something that's a little smaller that I could reach out to someone and get some kind of response, as opposed to, well, like PETA or the SPCA or the Red Cross or something that are almost too big. I'm going to look for something where I know that, first off, I know the money's going to get where it needs to be. It's actually involved in who they say they're involved in, because there's all sorts of stuff, especially after the last year and a half, 2 years of, charities that weren't being so charitable with the money. So find out, make sure that they're doing what they need to. If I can connect with them in some way, then I'm going to reach out, right? That's a little marketing tip that if you use it, can work. And some of you guys are still new to some of these calls, so I need to give you the disclaimer again. Some of the ideas that I give you are above and beyond what you need to do. I'm just giving you extra ammunition to put inside your gun. And if you want to fire it off and go out and hit some extra targets, great. And if you go, that's a little too much for me right now, then that's totally okay too. All right. You get to decide all of these extra things that I talk about. I'm simply here to provide a little bit of, fun and education. Okay. So non-demented persons die with dignity and meaning. Michael, I mean, if that's the charity that you've got, great. How you connect that to your niche would be the connection, which you need to look at. Construction, Habitat for Humanity, Ernie, find a local Habitat for Humanity. Pick a couple of cities around around North America. I mean, any of those. Music for Children. I'm sure I guarantee you there's some charities that involve involve helping kids get engaged with music or band or choir, right? Those are simple ways that you can take your niche that hopefully you've got a little bit of feeling towards, and you can take a passion project and I can get started early. Some of you guys have big, big dreams on the passion project. Why not get involved slowly already? You know, some of you have ideas. You want to have your own charities down the way or be engaged with some of them. Why not start with a couple of messages and reposting their stuff and start to build up that relationship and just, you know, wouldn't it be great if in 2 years you could hold up one of those checks that says, you know, total amount donated over the last whatever amount of time? And you're so involved, they invite you out to some of their events. And now I've got, you know, we don't want to always call attention to how great we are, but if I can showcase that I'm involved in a charity or that I'm at a special event, film some of that, use it, repost it, and then build more awareness, not just for myself and my business, but for them as well. Is that really a bad thing? Right? Maybe I don't slowly pull money out of my pocket and hand it over and have someone take a picture as if it's just, you know, oh, that was totally spontaneous. I don't know how that happened. Maybe that's not what you do, but you provide it in a way that connects. And yeah, Caroline, it adds credibility. Look, here's what I'm doing. Take a look, you know, make that connection. Okay. Just an extra little info there. So Sherman, the travel advisor and agent was what I was talking about. I think it's a difficult niche at all right now. I don't know. I have no idea what charity would be involved with them. And I have no idea what charity would be involved with them. Say that just because.
Andrew Sherman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in it for the long haul, sir. I know it's coming back eventually. You're in Orlando. You know how big travel is for us. I'm in Tampa.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm going to mute you, and then obviously we'll get more in depth with your strategy session. We haven't got there yet. I'm going to mute you, Sherman, because there's a weird echo on the recording. So here's the thing about travel. It's all about the numbers. So if I can find enough individual agents to make that worthwhile, because again, guys, you got to have enough in the numbers. So if you can find the numbers where that's going to work and there's enough, then great, you can make it work. And if you're in for the long haul, that's all of you should be in it for the long haul. So if we've got something like that, we just got to know the expectations. We got to be willing to build slower. But again, we've got to have kind of a base number of what we're going after. So, and I don't know off the top of my head what kind of charities would be good for that, but you can absolutely find some. So a couple of other quick things here. I'm going to give you guys these slides. So we talked about emotion, using emotion in what we're doing to grab their attention, right? Here's a lot of different things that you can look for. Think of what your audience is going to need to hear that will help engage their emotions. Okay. Now let me kind of skip that. This is from a website. HVAC is the niche, obviously. 2 ways to grow your HVAC business. Get customers, keep customers. Straightforward. I know I'm talking to HVAC, and I know it's about getting customers and keeping them, right? This is a pretty good headline. Simple, but there you go. Here's something simple from their site. So this would be something I would put on my page, but this is like that help chat that pops up. How can we help you increase your leads or retain customers or develop your strategy? Look, I'm here on your side. That message right there, instead of just saying, how can I help you, right? It's a directed message to the exact pain points that they've got. This is the same HVAC system, right? They're helping HVAC companies get leads. Some of you guys are in that same niche. Construction would be the same type of thing. So my message is always, look, I want to help you increase your leads. What I can show you will help you retain customers. Maybe you need a strategy. Well, your product does that too, right? And here, I'm on your side. Can we see how that would connect, right? Figure out how to, those words almost would apply to any business that's on here, but saying little things that connects with that audience is what's important. Because the question that they're going to have if they're on this site and they're looking for that help isn't going to be, I can't find my email from you. It's going to be this, right? Here's something from that same site. HVAC business is tough. Every HVAC owner is going to nod their head. Yep, it is. Peaks and valleys in the industry create way too much stress. Because that's true. Summertime, they get hammered. Winter, they're dead. Or fall, they're dead. Right? Phone never stops ringing during busy months, and then you can't get anyone to talk to during the off months. In addition, keeping a good technicians happy is a year-round challenge. All of it makes your job difficult, if not impossible, doesn't leave any time to plan ahead. So how can I help you increase your leads, retain your customers, develop your strategy? You see how that flows together? Their messaging is all about what the problem of the HVAC. It's not explaining all about them. They're talking about the customer and what they're doing, right? So here's a couple of quick things. I'm going to give you 7 quick things to write down that involve good copy, a good ad, good strategy, your video, same type of thing. Your headline's all about the curiosity. You need to grab their attention. As much as 80% of your conversion will be into the headline and the subheadline, what grabs their attention, that initial little thing. Number 2, building interest. This is where you engage their brain. This is maybe a statistic. This is some kind of fact. It's a new way to look at an old thing. You realize you can increase your followers by thousands if you just do this one little trick on Facebook? Right? Something like that. It's something that they've got, but you're trying to get them to change. Tired of having down months? What if your Facebook could turn into a website generating machine? Right? So you build their interest, that you engage their brain, some kind of statistic. Then we get into the desire. This is that emotional hook. So the 37 emotions that I showed you, this is where we do something that engages how they feel. This is their wants and their need, the frustration, the pain, like those kinds of things. Maybe not the full pain point, because I'm going to get to pain point, but the desire there. Then we tell the story. Their story, your story, how are you engaged with it, what story they need to overcome, what story they're dealing with, something like that. This is the story. Pain point. What is the problem that they've got? And then meet them where they are at. The problem they've got, the call log is empty. They don't have patients walking in the door. They can't figure out how to get leads the right way. Something's going with that. But you need to not just tell them what the problem is. You need to make them aware of the implications of not fixing the problem. You've just suffered through an incredibly difficult 2020. Lockdowns, economy, and more have affected your business and your ability to get customers and make money. If something doesn't change quick, you may be forced to lock your doors after all the work you put into it. If you don't get leads soon, you're not going to be able to make payroll. If something doesn't change as soon as possible, you may not be able to pay those bills, or you're never taking that vacation that you had planned on, whatever it is, right? So it's that pain point. Now it's what happens next. This is what happens when they find your solution. But if you could turn that around and turn Facebook into the lead machine that you've always known it could be, or they've always told you that it was, and you could do it in a much simpler way than you've ever imagined, those books would be filled, money would come in, your employees would be happy, and your wife would be sitting in the new car you promised her 5 years ago. And then we go with the Spice Girls. Now, you tell them what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zigga. Really, I just mean this is your call to action. This is where you tell them what you want them to do, to engage, to like, to follow, to comment, to click, whatever. This is where you tell them what you want them to do. Okay? Basics of copywriting right here. Take them through this in the ad. Headline, interest, desire. story, pain, what happens next. This is the future pacing. This is down the road when they find and use your solution, and then your call to action. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do is think about these items. I will email you the slides, but I want you to look at your content, your captions, your ads, if you've run any, what you're thinking about for videos, even your 15-second videos. Guys, all of this is important. Understand the product, understand why you're passionate or why they're passionate about it, what their problem is, what the solution could be. All of these elements. Hartley saw them in concert in Thailand 20 years ago. There's so many comments involved with that, Hartley. I don't even know where to go with that, but good for you. Guys, think a little bit about your captions and everything else. I'm going to invite you from today and over the weekend. I need to have them into me by Sunday. Send me a copy of a caption, an ad, a headline, or whether it's yours or somebody else's, right? Maybe you see something that just grabs it, right? That grabs your attention and you want us to talk about it. We're going to talk about headlines and engaging content this next week, but we're going to use examples and we'll break them down. Everybody get a couple of ideas. This make you think a little bit today when we're looking at captions and content and headlines and copy. Was it beneficial? Are you guys enjoying it? Yes? Okay, good. I got a couple people nodding. Appreciate that. So on that note, guys, look, we're rolling into the weekend. Go find a way to do a little dance party. Get yourself active. Work out, eat some good foods, relax, enjoy yourself, declutter, do some spring cleaning, get to work on your own stuff, make things happen, and we will talk on Monday. Go out, guys. Rise up from the ashes. Fly like the phoenixes that you are. Have an amazing day. I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.